Hello and welcome back to Round 2 Front 10 coverage of the White Spruce Open, held at White Spruce Park in Brampton, Ontario. My name is Wallace Kent and I'm here with
Chloe Winter,
one of our participants in today's tournament. So how did you like the course? How did you feel the course played?
I liked it a lot. I really liked the white tee pads that we played in round one. We're playing the blue tees now in round 2, which are a little bit longer. And it was tough. Round 2 I found pretty tough. So
the course played an average of an over par for the entire event for round 2.
wow, that honestly doesn't surprise me too much. It's tough. There's some tough holes out there.
We would like to thank the OCC for making this a OCC tour stop on the Rd2 Provincials this year, hosted in Brampton, Ontario. We would like to thank the PDGA for sanctioning the event and allowing it to happen. Always grateful for them. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this great sport. Colleen McInnes, coming from Burlington, Ontario, with that classic, I don't know what I'm going to do, I don't know what I'm going to throw. We got a fun-loving gun shooter, gunslinger, Chloe.
Yeah, finger guns all the way.
Coming from Brantford, Ontario, and the course local coming from Aurora, Ontario, Rd2 Fu. Hole 1, playing from the longs. This one tees off from the right compared to the white tee pad and probably about 30-40 feet longer, making this one a little bit of an anti-flex line towards the basket instead of a straight line, with that beautiful patent pending Brampton sloping green. And there you can see some of the event staff setting up for the event with their sponsor signs. Beautiful crane in the background for a new building being constructed right outside the park. There's Colleen aiming that one over a little bit, pushing that one into the bush.
Held a bit right there, but I'm going for a forehand here. I again didn't trust the backhand too much to try and flex it out, so just tried to get as far out there with my forehand.
Here's Audrey trying to do the same thing, catching those sumacs right by the short tee pad, lining up her up shot. That one hyzering beautifully towards the basket.
Looked like a great shot there.
Here you are with your drive. Beautiful another up shot right towards the basket. And here's Colleen's drive. She was into the bush, went a little bit long. Hits a tree, doesn't come quite back out. She only gets to advance about 7 feet. With her second out, puts it right by the basket. All she's got to do now is just clean up for bogey. And there it is.
Good little putt there. Hard to be on that, or in those trees there.
It's like jail in there. Definitely hard to get an out if you're in there.
We weren't quite sure what was going on there until she came out and told us what happened. Like, we didn't know that she hit. I didn't know she had 2 throws from in there.
And there you are, tapping it out. Hole 2. This one's going to be a little bit longer. Plays from behind the blue tee pad, or behind the white tee pad. Essentially the same line. No, sorry, it is not. They'll be able to have more of the right side gap available to them. And there's that beautiful sloped green that we all know and love at Brampton.
The forehand line was pretty nice here. Definitely better than anything I could do with a backhand.
Nice shot.
Touch of Annie. Let's get that thing go.
Yeah, hit a little tree up there, but super happy with how that went.
There's Audrey. Lining it up, hitting the same gap.
Great forehand there, just hitting that one of those last trees.
Colleen turns that one over, hits that tree, puts her back in the center fairway. Good kick. Believe it or not, this one played as one of the easier holes for the round. And there's Colleen hitting that tree, saving her from hyzer and out. Got just a long putt to try to save bogey. Audrey with that classic berg, right up at the basket, slides down a little bit.
Great upshot.
And here you are with your drive. Right up, tight up against that tree. Doesn't really interfere with your putt all that too much.
I think I had told myself I was gonna lay up there, and then I was like, oh, why not? And then it was a layup anyway. I tried a little bit harder than I had thought I was going to. But.
There's Colleen smashing another big one.
Great putt.
Saves the bleeding, stops the bleeding before it gets too severe. Big smiles.
That's a definite deserving little plastic playback there.
Full extension, heart of the chains. Audrey tapping out with her trusty green berg. One of my rules is never throw green discs. Always hard to find in the bush, but I feel like that one is so bright, you're not going to be able to lose it. Hole 3, this beautiful throwing up from the top of the pathway, coming down, needing to hit this gap through all the trees. If not, it's definitely going to be a rough one, getting up this fairway.
Yeah, I believe we played these from the white tees for round 2. Not sure why we didn't go from the blues here.
It was the only tee that was used twice for the first round and the second round. And from the information that I had collected, it was something to do with the tournament director not telling certain divisions, and so he restructured it for everyone to play from the white, so all of the ratings and everything would be copacetic, I believe. And there's that beautiful forehand that you have, landing right up. It doesn't even get to that log wooded area. It lands center fairway, leaving yourself with a nice putt.
Yeah, great little look there.
Audrey with a little bit of turn, lands perfectly 5 feet from yours. Tough putt at the basket because of the tree, but still up there. Colleen putting that one, riding that one tight. She's going to be right up in that log collection area, having an open line at the basket.
I think she landed in a similar spot from last round.
That's one of the secrets of Brampton. If you know where, turn it a little bit extra, you'll land on the open side of the green. Colleen definitely giving that one a run, wanting to make up for that bogey from the last hole. There's Audrey. As you can see, that tree branch is just right in her way, giving her a bit of a ceiling, so she decides to lay it up.
Smart play. I got a nice birdie look here.
A little low.
This was a hard one to watch.
As it rolls, you got to scoot yourself out of the way.
Yeah.
Audrey thought, "Oh, I better pick up my bag too."
Yeah, that was a hard one to take. All you could do was just kind of laugh and just, it is what it is.
And there's that tree branch. Hold you up on that first putt, and there you are, able to clean up that bogey.
Yeah, from birdie to bogey.
The classic Burgadogie. And there's Colleen tapping in her par putt, keeping it clean. Audrey taps out. And as we move on to hole 4. Got a beautiful look at that log one last time. Hole 4, tight little backhand, uphill, 184 feet. I don't know really how to play this hole. I always just throw the forehand roller and have some fun with it.
That's honestly not a bad idea. I can't say I thought about that play. I think it's something slower, like a mid-range, or I think Colleen even throws a putter here. Something slower, maybe that'll stable out a bit at the end. Let's try and get up left.
Audrey just keeping it a little bit to the right, hitting that tree, but it'll stay right on the corner and have a decent upshot towards the basket. Colleen trying to mimic the same shot that she had in the first round. Up and over, and here we have Chloe. What do you got in your hands there?
That's a pyro. So
A nice overstable if it was up.
yeah, I threw it right into the ground there, but not a bad look from there. Made it just to the edge, so had an okay look, but
Perfect.
Able to get through, get up. Definitely chasing the par right there. Here's Audrey. Aiming for the log on the right side through that gap. And she's right up off that tree. Perfectly to take her par. There's Colleen with her drive. Just off the band. Definitely had a chance to go for it.
for sure.
Now, what do you usually putt with?
Those are PA3s. Yeah, I honestly, I'd switched around with some putters. I found that those just felt the nicest for me.
Oh my god.
That one bouncing on the basket there.
One was spitting out there.
There's Mosquito trying to be my friend. Colleen tapping out her par. Coming into hole 5. This one is super tight off the tee, as you can see those trees right there. And then once you get out past the white tee pad, you are back onto the same fairway as that we were before. All downhill all the way, and slightly fading to the left at the end.
Yeah, I thought this hole was hard on the white tees. From the blues, it was a hole, like it was just at a distance. It was tough. It was tough.
I could see this hole being a par 4 from the longs, just with everything that you've got on the fairway. It's a 3.5 some days.
Yeah, tons of things to hit here.
So Audrey's trying to line up her classic backhand turnover. And she gets 2 kicks. First one, and then the second one stopped her from going into the rough. Here's Colleen trying to keep it tight, turning it down the fairway, trying to make the fairway as wide as possible. So when you're on this tee pad, what are you trying to think about?
Honestly, don't hit trees and don't go left. But as you can see, I went left. I didn't give that disc any anhyzer, so it just, and I don't think I gave it enough power, so it just hyzered right out and left me in a pretty tough spot.
There's Audrey with her second shot. Hits the tree. Thankfully, it stays out of the rough once again.
Still in the fairway is a good place to be.
Trusty Greenberg. Hits a tree. Lands on the edge of the green. She's got an open putt from there. And here we've got you in the bush.
Somewhere.
And you tried progressing through the bush a little bit more. And then we've got Colleen's upshot. And she pushes it down to the bottom of the hill, away from the basket. She's going to be left with a solid 40 to 50 foot putt.
This was a tough shot. I honestly did not know what to do.
You got yourself a What was that, a little tomahawk out there?
Yeah, honestly, I think there was just one little gap that I was trying to hit, and then got me just out. So
Definitely gave that one a nice run.
yeah, I was frustrated with that hole.
Here's Colleen, just off the top of the cage.
Good little putt from Audrey there.
And now this hole tied for one of the hardest holes of the entire round at plus 1.33 above par. So it goes with my statement earlier saying that this could be a 3.5 to 4.
For sure. It's a tough one. I think after this, I decided that this might have been my least favorite hole of the course.
This one and hole 17 were both 1.33 strokes over par for the round.
Tough.
And now we've got hole 6 playing even longer from the top of the valley all the way down. So this one kind of more so once again leans towards your game.
Yeah, definitely forehand friendly here. My game plan going into this one was definitely just make sure I throw it more left than I did last round, so it doesn't get into the stuff on the right side.
So you won't be playing military golf this hole this time?
I sure hope not.
There's the beautiful shot looking back towards the tee from the green, and as you can see, it's just slow, gradual uphill all the way. And here's Audrey with her forehand. Hits the tree, sawed off a little bit. She'll be in the rough off the fairway. Colleen looks like she's lining up that classic power backhand turnover that she's mastered throughout the years.
She's so good with that shot. Honestly, I don't know how many times I told her over the course of the day, but I want to learn how to throw like that for backhands.
Lot to spin and lot to flip.
Definitely one of the tougher parts of my game right now.
And here you are.
Yeah, getting the
Lining up.
forehand, really getting through on that left side and skimming a few of the trees, but super happy with how that one landed.
Caddy was definitely happy with that one.
Yeah, he was doing us a favor by spotting there.
And here's Audrey from her drive coming out of the bush. She gets that one back on the edge of the fairway, almost doing exactly what you did in the last round, playing some military golf. From the edge of the fairway, she's got a clean line towards the basket. Let's see how she does it. Nice little nose up, just catches off the big tree, guardian tree. She's left up there with a putt. This was from your drive.
Yes.
And you put that, it's a little bit pin high, but perfect.
I was very happy with that drive. Told myself as long as I played it better than the first round, I was going to be happy.
And there's Colleen going through the gap, through the trees. Puts that one right by the basket. Definitely saving her par. Audrey lining up the bogey putt. There it is.
Great putt from Audrey. Happy to take the par there.
Saving that par. Nothing wrong with that. Especially on this course. One mistake and you're off the fairway and it's a stroke. Pretty much. There's
Yeah.
this game. If your upshot recovery game is not on point, it is definitely a challenging course.
Definitely going to take extra strokes if you're off the fairway.
Beautiful hole 7. Once again, just a little bit longer, making that angle a little bit tougher off the tee. Definitely having to flex your disc to stay on this fairway. Coming down, we've got all these trees, the bush. Thankfully, there's no OB anymore like they have had in years past. And the basket elevated up on that classic hillside green. Beautiful fairway. Some of these trees have been around longer than I have, that's for sure. Perfect flex turn once again. Keeps that directly on the center of the fairway, and as you could tell by that arm reaction, she's happy with that.
Yeah, how could you not? It was a great shot there. I unfortunately hit first available, so that was just a bit of a misrelease there.
Nose up again from Audrey. Fades out. She lands luckily right on that hill. She'll have a clean, high side look from the fairway.
Just playing side to side again.
Few trees in the way, but there's a line. Definitely you can see the basket off to the right of your screen. And there it is. You pushing that beautifully. Got that tree kick, but it stayed there, so you'll have a clean-up shot towards the basket.
For sure, yeah. Didn't roll away too far, so at least there's that.
Disc that's green in Audrey's hand. Probably the Berg.
100%. I'd even put money towards it.
There's that Berg holding the line. She hits that tree dead center, but she's on the edge of the green. Just a little bit of a straddle putt, and she'll be able to run that.
Unfortunate roll away there.
Looked like she was being a little bit aggressive. She wanted to either run that one or get it right up on the green and just hit that first tree that you can see but you never pay attention to, because you know, look past it, aim past it, you'll get past it.
If you don't think about the tree's not there, right?
Exactly. Here she is lining it up just off the cage, and that rock pile saves her.
For sure.
Saves that definitely long run roll away. Audrey deciding to just pitch up.
Yeah, on this sloped green, definitely just the play is to pitch up and play safe and not risk that roll away.
Could turn from one stroke into two, or even more. And there's Colleen with that rock pile. Easy straddle putt. And as you can see, it looks like with all these hills and everything, fatigue is starting to set in a little bit with the players.
Yeah, it was getting warm through the day. Like, it was getting pretty muggy out, so we were definitely sweating a bit, and yeah, definitely getting pretty tired.
Hole 8, this blue tee pad plays from the right side of where the white tee pad was to make that tunnel shot a little bit harder even to get entry to. Definitely this one, I feel like, again, from the blues, I would make it a 3.5.
For sure. This was a tough gap to hit.
Colleen lining up. Same yellow backhand disc that she loves throwing, but she got through the gap, hit a tree, pushed her off to the right side, or to the left side of the fairway. Here's Audrey laying it up, hitting that gap perfectly.
Yeah, that looked great.
Made it through.
I think here I just decided to go forehand because my backhand was pretty inconsistent for me, and I had thrown backhand in the first round, and just wanted to make it through the gap at this point.
There you are, lining that one up. Mosquitoes once again want to be my friends. You landed right on the edge of the fairway there. A little bit of minute to find it, but we found you right on the edge of the fairway.
Yes.
There was Colleen with her upshot, trying to make it through the gap into the bushes, and now she snaps that one out. She'll be left with a long 50-footer. Here's Audrey with her drive. Made it through the gap.
Really good drive there.
Perfectly puts that one up. About a 7-foot comebacker to chase the par. And here you are, just on the edge of the rough. A little bit of a patent pending. What do you got in your hands for there? I haven't seen you throw that one before, I don't think.
That's the Envy.
Ah, yes.
Got, yeah. Nice little disc. I really enjoy throwing it.
turns that one over a little bit, but
Helpful little tree there.
some tree love put you right by the basket. Here's Colleen with that big putt. 5-footer comebacker, another tap in for her. There's Audrey getting situated. Making sure that tree's not in her way. And there it is. Good par. Colleen lining up that putt, making it look easy. And here you are tapping in yours. Coming into hole 9, what feels like the only open hole on the course, especially on the front.
Yes, one of the very few.
This one, the tee pad is moved again to the right of the white tee pad, adding a little bit more distance, 450 feet. Just got to play that drive for as much distance and power as you possibly can, knowing that the gaps aren't too tight. You'll have probably a decent upshot from wherever you land on the fairway, as long as you get close to those trees. And as you can see, the wind kind of grabs that one, turns it into a little bit of a thrower, even though she's 12 o'clock with the basket, probably about 200 feet out.
Got my vanish in my hand again.
Making the right correction, getting closer to the trees down the fairway.
They gave it the height that it needed as well, because I'm pretty sure I threw it pretty low last round as well.
Colleen with that tie-dye turn that she's got in her bag, and she powers that one over beautifully, leaving
Great
herself
shot.
center of the fairway. Here's Audrey trying to line up a nice forehand. Hits the tree. She leaves herself on the edge of the rough of the fairway, but definitely has the openness to chip up. There you are, turning that one over a little bit perfectly, leaving yourself with a nice putt.
Yeah. Was happy with that upshot.
And there's Colleen putting hers up there. Definitely trying to take another par. Just keep playing some clean golf. Audrey putting that one up there. Definitely putting the pressure on you to make this one or keep it close.
Yeah, we were kind of back and forth. Unfortunately, chaining out a bit there. Left side.
There's Colleen tapping that one in, making it look easy, even though it's not. And as you can see, it looks like the wind's picking up a little bit on this hole, especially because it's got such a giant openness around it for the wind to pick up.
For sure.
Audrey taking an extra second, lining up that putt, doing the smart thing. You can see the wind is still moving those chains, and
Yeah, this is like the main time we had to actually think about what the wind was doing.
there you ladies are tapping out. This one played a total of 1 stroke over par for the round. As you can see, the wind was probably the biggest difficulty for that one.
Yeah, the wind and, the distance is a bit extra as well, so, but yeah, no, it was, I like that hole. There's a lot of wooded holes here, so to have a couple open holes where you can just try and get as much distance as you can is good.
Change the pace of play.
Yeah.
Here we are, hole 10, the Mando hole. Got to put it up that gap, and as you can see, the white tee pad is in front of them by about 30 feet. Just making this one a little bit that much more of a challenge to try and hit that Mando. And there's Colleen hit one of the trees. Technically safe, didn't make the Mando, but not having to take an OB stroke or penalty stroke for that one.
Yep.
And you're doing the same, but on the opposite side. Able to keep it safe. There's Audrey.
And Audrey taking the best shot here, landing right in front of the Mando.
Gentle, safe. Looks like everyone's cleaning up their strokes from the round before. And as we lose sight of Colleen's disc. There you are, forehanding, getting close to that tree, but making that gap.
Yeah, I was happy to make the Mando there. I had a bit of distance to make it yet, so I was a little worried about it, but happy with the result.
Here's Audrey from just behind the drop zone, taking the same line that she did from the first round, putting that one right underneath the basket. You are lining up that par putt. Just a little low, but in the right spot.
Yeah.
Here's Colleen from her upshot. Made it all the way clean up the fairway, just on the edge of the bush. Big straddle putt, just off the cage once again. Cleaning it up. Definitely made some improvements on your game from round 1 to round 2, even with the longer tee pad.
Yeah, for sure. Sure, we all said, at least we all made the Mando there. So, just happy to do that.
There's Audrey tapping out. And as you can see, the sky wasn't exactly as blue as it is right now, but it was still nice weather out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I forgot that it got a bit darker as the second round went on, but yeah, no, still great disc golf weather.
And there are scores for the front 10 of round 2. Colleen sitting at 3 over, Chloe at 11, and Audrey 1 right behind her at 12. Definitely making it a tight battle for second place coming into the back 10.
For sure, yeah. Audrey and I actually, we played SAW together last year, and it was the same thing. Tight battle for the win, actually, and she ended out on top last year, but was happy to play with her again at this event.
I'm Wally, here with Chloe. I want to give a special thanks to Gripped and Rip for hosting and running the event. We'll catch you on the back 10.